Some people live quiet lives in quiet buildings. They pay rent, lock their doors, mind their business. But some places don't let you forget them. This is the story of a man named Darren Cole. He lived alone. He worked from home. And for 3 months straight, he watched his neighbor across the hall, Apartment 6C, where nothing made sense and everything went wrong. Darren Cole didn't like people. At 37 years old, he was a self-employed data analyst who had carefully crafted a life of solitude. He lived in the Oakhaven Apartments, a crumbling 4-story complex tucked into a sleepy corner of the city, the kind of place where no one asked questions and the rent never went up. His unit, 6B, was perfect. Top floor, end of the hall, no one above him, no one beside him, one neighbor across the hall, Apartment 6C. When he moved in, it was empty. He hoped it would stay that way. But on the night of October 2nd, everything changed. At 3:12 a.m., Darren was jolted awake by a strange sound. Not shouting, not music, something mechanical, familiar. Whir, dop, whir, dop. It sounded like an old VHS tape rewinding. He sat up, listened. It continued for exactly 5 minutes. 3:17 a.m. Silence. Weird. The next morning, when Darren stepped out to get his mail, he noticed a new doormat in front of 6C. Bright red, floral pattern. Looked new, looked intentional. And for the first time, he smelled something strange in the hallway. Cherry incense. He saw her 2 days later. Darren was locking his door when he heard hers open. He turned, and there she was, a woman, thin, pale, long brown hair that looked almost brittle, wearing a gray robe that hung off her like a curtain. She didn't speak, didn't nod, just stared. Her eyes didn't blink, not once. Darren offered a polite nod. Hey. She tilted her head slightly, like she was trying to understand the word, and closed her door. No sound, not even a latch click. He stood there for a moment. Something about her silence didn't feel like shyness. It felt like calculation. The sounds returned the next night. Same time, 3:12 a.m. Mechanical, repeating, always ending at 3:17. Darren installed a webcam above his door, pointing down the hallway. The next morning, he checked the footage. At 3:13:17, a shadow moved across his peephole. At 3:13:40, the doorknob turned just slightly, like someone was testing it. Then, at 3:14:08, a face appeared. The woman from 6C. Inches from the camera, her head tilted, still not blinking, but her eyes were all black, no whites, no pupils, just void. And then the video glitched, froze, skipped ahead to 3:17 exactly. From that point forward, Darren watched her, obsessively. She never left during the day, only between midnight and dawn. She paced outside her door, often barefoot, sometimes whispering in another language. She would run her fingers along the walls lightly, carefully, as if she were reading them. Other tenants started complaining. Mr. Halverson in 6D said he woke up one night to find all his clocks set exactly 9 hours behind. Mrs. Lee in 5A claimed she had vivid dreams of drowning every night since early October. And Darren started dreaming too, always the same. He opens the door to 6C and finds a spiral staircase going down, endless, narrow, wet, and far below, someone crying. Darren finally visited the property manager, who lives in 6C. The manager looked up, confused. "That unit's vacant." "No, it's not. I see her every night." They looked her up in the system. Last listed tenant, Clara Morrow. Moved in March 2021. Reported missing December 2021. Police found the unit empty. No signs of a struggle. Just a broken mirror. And a note. She watches from inside. Darren couldn't stop himself. He waited until 2:59 a.m. the next night. He approached the door to 6C with a screwdriver and picked the lock. Inside, the apartment was pitch dark, cold. There was no furniture, no carpet, just walls covered in mirrors, some large, some cracked, some warped like carnival glass. In the center of the living room, a single chair. On it, an old VHS tape labeled, "Play Me If I Come Back Wrong." And beneath it, a note, "Don't let her in." Darren grabbed the tape and left. He didn't have a VCR, so he took the tape to a tech friend who could digitize it. It took 2 days. When it came back, the file was corrupted, except for one section. It showed Clara Morrow sitting in that same chair, staring into the camera, pale, still. She spoke softly. "If you're watching this, I didn't make it. She's still in the mirrors. Don't look at her too long. She's learning you. She's learning how to get out." The screen glitched, froze, restarted, and this time, Clara was gone. In her place, sitting in the same chair, was Darren, mouth sewn shut, eyes wide open, still breathing. Darren doesn't remember leaving the apartment. But the next day, the door to 6C was nailed shut. Yellow police tape across it. The building manager told him there had been a fire. No one hurt, but the unit would be sealed. Darren checked his webcam archive at key. All files from October 2nd to October 28th corrupted, except one. October 27th, 3:13 a.m. A figure at his door, smiling. Not Clara, not the woman. Him. A perfect copy. Same hoodie, same face, same eyes, except they were pitch black. The file ends with 6 words. "I'm already inside. Thank you." Darren doesn't leave his apartment now. He works from his laptop, keeps the blinds closed, covers every mirror. But sometimes, when he's about to fall asleep, he hears the whirring again. Whir, stop, whir, stop. And once, just once, he looked at the bathroom mirror and saw her, smiling, behind him.